Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Taste Test right here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex. Still here in California. This state giveth plenty of content for this lovely Taste Test series where I try limited edition, seasonal flavors, store exclusives, and everything in between. If you'd like more content like that, please be sure to scroll down, subscribe, ring that bell. That way you're notified when I post new videos, and you'll be notified every Saturday when this show posts. If you'd like to learn more about why I'm in this room instead of my normal setup, be sure to check at the end of the video, and I'll link a little vloggy type video talking about this trip a little more in depth, and you can learn more about it. I'd like to thank the encoder for overloading it again. Today, we have 4 limited edition Lay's chips to try. Limited time only. A couple of these have been out before. I think 3 of them actually have been out before, and the 4th flavor, the biggest bag, is new for this year, and it's actually the one that I'm most excited to try. We have basically Lay's teamed up with Doritos and Funyouns and all kinds of different flavors to produce limited time Funyun flavored wavy chips. These have been out before. The Cheeto flavored chips have been out before. And the Cool Ranch Doritos have been out before. The new wrinkle in this one, and I don't really remember what it replaced, is kettle-cooked Fritos, which I'm excited for 2 reasons. One, because I like the chili cheese Fritos. Chili cheese Fritos. I said that incorrectly. And 2, I like the kettle corn chips, so your kettle-cooked chips. Excuse me. So I'm excited for these. If you'll notice, there are 3 small bags and 1 big bag. It was hard to find all 4 bags in the same size, and for whatever reason, the Funyuns were the hardest to come across. And I found 3 of them, and finally, I found 3 of them in the size that I found them in. I'm getting ahead of myself. And I was like, okay, cool. If I could just find a Lay's, like a Frito one, who cares? I'll just buy whatever size it is. And I was able to find this bag, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to grab them now. Well, I'll put the video up. It'll look weird from a bag size perspective, but it'll be fine. This is probably the one that I would want in the biggest bag possible. And this is the only time I have seen the Funyuns. I've seen the other 3 throughout, but the Funyuns, for whatever reason, the hardest ones to get. So, let's try... You know what? Let's try the Funyuns first, because they're the ones that I'm least excited about, because I don't really eat Funyuns. So we'll give this a whirl. I would say it goes Funyuns, Cool Ranch Doritos, Cheetos, chili cheese Fritos. Let's see if I can find a small one. Oops. It smells oniony. I mean, it smells... Okay. That's actually not bad. I guess the real taste test would have been comparing these to the, 1-to-1, directly comparing them to their original variant. But these do have a nice crunch to them. I like the wavy aspect of it. But then I think to myself, there are Hawaiian brand chips that have the sweet Maui onion wave. I think they're called Big Wave or whatever it is. Those are really good. I actually have a taste test video of those up on the channel. And those I would lean to because there's a different flavor of onion, but the crunch is good, the onion's fine, it's not overpowering or awful or anything. Have I not realized that I like Funyuns? Maybe I just prefer the sweet onion to the regular onion. Huh. It's a weird flavor. I will say that. Just kind of in general, just being yes, I'd like to eat something that tastes like onions that isn't an onion. Weird flavor. We're not ogres, we don't have layers like them. Huh. But these aren't bad. I liked the flavor's fine. The crunch was pretty good. And that's about it. I'm pleasantly surprised that I don't, hate these. Alright. I'll put those over there. Let's go with Cool Ranch Doritos. Cool Ranch was a flavor that I feel like I ate a lot of and just kind of, don't anymore. I moved on, you know? I turned 15 and was like, you know what, Cool Ranch? No, thank you. I'm good. These smell more Lay's than Doritos. Those smelled much more of onion. These have much more of the Lay's flavor. Or Lay's scent, excuse me. So that is an interesting note. I don't know. I don't know if I like this taste with this texture. Maybe it's my brain fighting itself a little bit because it's like this taste should have this texture with it, but it's like a Lay's chip. And then it's like kind of thrown off a little bit. It's not bad. I don't think it can be. It's just a regular Lay's potato chip with the Doritos Cool Ranch flavoring sprinkled on it, but I don't know. Maybe the flavoring's a little bit light. I don't know about these. I don't know about these. Maybe I've moved on more from Cool Ranch Doritos than I thought I had. But these are definitely like, I think I prefer the Funyuns. I think that actually might be what it is. I might prefer the Funyuns. Interesting. So that is 2 down. So I would say Cool Ranch in 4th, Funyun 3rd. Keep that in mind. Next up, we'll do Cheetos. These smell more like Cheetos than they do like Lay's to me. No, well, maybe on second sniff. Maybe it's just a better mix of scents. Like getting a defined, like, oh, there's cheese here, but there also is the Lay's instead of like just onion or just Lay's. Find a nice flavored one here. Ow. Punch that right into my tooth. My brain's not having as much trouble with this one. It's fine with the cheese flavor on it. I don't think it's enough. These are not super well seasoned. There's a lot of like plain looking parts. Maybe it's just a bad bag that I got. But I'm not getting a ton of the Cheeto cheese flavor out of this. So that like kind of sucks. I feel like these have maybe the most potential. Because they kind of just have cheese chips anyway. But yeah, the flavor is not really... The flavor's not really there, and it's not really doing it for me. Which is weird. These might be my least favorite. I think so far there are 2 like definite duds and 1 surprise. But the kettle cooked chili cheese Fritos, can they save all of it? Biggest bag I bought, because I got impatient slightly. Honestly, what I should have done was just kind of like collect them throughout my stops, but for some reason I was like, I'll just buy all 4 of them at one time, and then I bought them kind of dumbly. I don't know. My brain is annoying sometimes. So let's try these out. Pardon me. A lot of Lay's in there. A lot of the Lay's. Yeah, mostly just Lay's. That's a little worrying. No. These are bad. These are bad. The flavor doesn't work with the kettle corn. The kettle corn chip is overpowering what little flavor there is, and they don't match. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. I have 4 bags of these that I'm gonna have to get rid of somehow. Just throw them in the trash. Yeah, none of these are really all that great. These are the most disappointing because I had the highest hopes for them, obviously. So it's kind of like that that high of hopes and that disappointing, obviously, is much more than any of these other three were really up against anyway. Too much chip flavor, not enough of the chili cheese flavor, and weirdly enough, even if there was a lot of the chili cheese flavor, I don't know that it works super well with this. This one is a dud. This whole batch, honestly, is a dud. I don't know who this is for. I really don't. I mean, are people like really on the fence with Lay's, and it's like, oh, finally a Cheeto flavored Lay. Now I'll finally get into Lay's. Like, this feels like a weird like crossover episode of like a television show, where it's like Law and Order crosses over with like Special Victims Unit, and you're like, okay, finally now I care about Law and Order proper, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. If you didn't like it the first time, who cares? What? Yeah, these are not great. Maybe the better analogy would be like a guest star. Oh, I love Bill Hader. Thank God he's on this episode of Law and Order SVU. It's like, I don't care about Law and Order SVU in the first place. Anyway, none of these are great. I would be surprised if people really enjoy them. Obviously, there were enough people to enjoy them that they brought it back for a second year in a row. I never did the first one. I bought a bunch of them and just never did them. Kind of wish I had, because then I wouldn't have worried about the 3 that had been there, and I would have just worried about this one. But instead, now I'm stuck with 4 bags of crap. So that sucks. But that'll do it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. If you have suggestions, you're welcome to leave them there as well. You can tell me what the item is and where to find it, and you might see it on a future episode of this show. Best way to make sure that you're notified is to scroll down, subscribe, ring that bell so that you are, spoiler alert, notified when I post all the videos. Ignore the 13 videos you don't want to watch and check out Taste Test every Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next week with another installment of this lovely show. Excuse me, one more burp, and bon appetit.